Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we are on a beautiful Friday, November 13th, your lucky day. We have an incredible education session. Mark Benner from MEB Architects is our educator today. And, you know, I love the beginning of all of our sessions where I see our fellow colleagues, kind of the Brady Bunch, reminds me of when I was younger. And I want to say one thing before I turn it over to Mark Benner. We are recording this session. It's a half an hour, but it's going to be incredible information. I love what Mark has to share. There's a lot of realtors that are going to be joining us and also going to be listening to this later, but this is for everyone in the industry because we all can do the same things that Mark is sharing if we work together. And I just wanted to say that I am honored and have the privilege to have you all here with me today and in my family and in my business life. So Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you share your screen and take it away, introduce yourself, and I'm looking forward to the interaction from the audience. I might do some call outs if that's okay.
Sounds great. Thanks, Wendy, and thanks everybody for taking a little time today. We're going to do this pretty rapidly, get a lot out of the next half hour. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Great. I love your background, your virtual background.
Thank you. Thank you. And then
there you go.
Start presentation. Okay, there we go. We're calling today's little seminar the Realtors Architect, and it's really just to highlight the opportunities for multiple service industries to work together and really highlight that. And it's, you know, this is the Realtors Architect, but it could be the interior designer, it could be the audio engineer, it could be any of us could really participate in this and add value, and it could be multiple people that are working together. So first and foremost, thanks to Wendy and Powerhouse Smart and everyone else who's taken time out of their day today to do a little bit of sharing. Yeah,
well, we're thrilled to have you. Thrilled to have you.
So nice to be here. Beautiful day. So the Realtor Architect team, it's a natural, powerful partnership. And this has really been part of the Powerhouse Smart mission for several years now, as we want to build these relationships, build these networks, and highlight those partnerships. And I've often relied on realtors for their unique insights, their market, their understanding of market demands, design trends. They're out there, pounding the pavements. They know where the opportunities are. And I'm just curious what others, why everyone else is here.
Okay, well, that's a really great question. I'd love to ask Lenore Weiss, who's going to be our keynote speaker at the Powerhouse Smart Luxury Conference, what you were thinking about, Lenore, as far as joining us today and what you're hoping to get out of today.
Well, I know that collaboration has been a wonderful thing but mostly even post the COVID era. And Mark Benner in particular has been a fantastic collaborator on some projects. And I'd like to, what more is to say about it.
Excellent. Excellent. Thanks. Great. What about you, Ann? Ann Kotler, you on here from Wisconsin today, or are you in Illinois?
Yes, I am full-time in Lake Geneva now. I first of all, nice to see everybody, and I had time today to participate, and I also look forward to Mark's insights. I myself have been in a growth mindset and have been connecting with realtors, architects, and contractors as an interior designer. And so the more, we share and learn about this, the better.
Excellent. Take it away, Mark. Thanks, Ann and Lenore.
So this team could be any of us. We're really there to help sellers, help a seller's home better meet the market demands and help buyers find homes in desirable neighborhoods and create value for everyone in the process. So when's a good time to team up? Well, there's some listings that don't need help they're ready. They already meet the market needs or the market demands. They're priced right, and they just sell. Others need a little bit of help, either staging, curb appeal, fixing a little thing here or there. And then there are others that need a lot of help. So if listings are ready to go, there's still some opportunities there. You can boost the curb appeal. You can respond to specific buyers' needs, staging, put the home in its best light. And this is really the first opportunity to get the team put together. So the realtor kind of starts it all off. Then we might be engaging interior designers, color consultants, landscapers, whatever the need may be. Then there's something kind of in the middle. It's in the right place. It's pretty much the right house, but it needs something. It's missing maybe a room. Today with our COVID conditions, home offices are really a crucial consideration, especially when you're competing with schooling. Both spouses may be working from home. So a home office or home offices is one of those, kind of immediate today, very, very pertinent to today needs. And we're bringing lots of families home. Parents are moving back maybe moving with their kids or college. A lot of college kids. They're up and down my street. There's college kids all moving back home, just kind of riding this out. Mentioned home office. Schooling is a similar thing. We need a good place a good quiet place to set up learning. And of course, there's maybe we need an extra bedroom if we're looking for houses and looking for a 4-bedroom, but all we can find are 3s. Then this is an opportunity. We might be able to reorganize some spaces and get to what that needs to be. And at this point, we might also engage the architect, add that to the options for the team. And then there are those houses where their best thing going for them is their location.
Love that house.
It could use a little work.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it might be the whole home renovation, and I'm seeing a lot of that. I've got a meeting later on today, and then next week I've got them scheduled Thursday and Friday. Whole home renovations are really big right now, including significant additions, and perhaps just reconfiguring the layout. I think those are great ways to get good value out of a home that really needs help. And this has the opportunities to have the full team working on it. So we're basically talking about distressed properties. They've probably been on the market for a while. They may have been on and off the market for a while. So what does anyone have any feedback, any experiences they've had recently or things they've noticed?
Yeah, so Mark, I've actually noticed also, and I'm across the nation. I've talked to a lot of people and I live in multiple places, but I was going to say that usually it's the properties that, are in the right location, but there's just so much dysfunction in the floor plan and the layout, or the curb appeal is just absolutely horrible. Otherwise, in today's real estate market, things are selling relatively quicker because people are moving from the city to the suburbs and whatnot. What about you, Jason? Jason Lennard, I know you're on the call from your technology world. So are you seeing anything in as far as properties or listings or any issues with challenges?
I haven't seen anything firsthand, but what I would suspect is if there's a lot of properties changing hands, from my perspective, any houses that have home automation systems in them from 10, 15, 20 years ago when they were first built, likely would need an upgrade, and that's a hidden cost that people aren't necessarily exploring because the home inspector is not testing that stuff, and so to know what it would cost to upgrade that or get it up to spec is, like I said, could be a big number that someone's not prepared for.
Good point. Very good point. You should definitely be on that team with the realtor and the architect and the designer. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the other thing I'm a real fan of these days is the delivery, is accommodating the new delivery impact that we have. So Amazon's dropping things off. My neighbor across the street gets something every day. There's a huge box on there. Can't believe there's room left in the house, but it's always left right on the doorstep, and that's everyone's experiencing that. you know, there's some sensitive materials that might be out there, and you're just basically leaving valuable. So I've been trying to encourage my clients to consider a receiving area, a delivery closet. And I think there's a real partnership there, especially with home automation, to have either biometric locks or combination locks that would give you a semi-secured area where deliveries can be made. And then, you know, from the other side of that closet, then you could have a, you know, a locking door that the homeowners, the residents could access. That just would secure that stuff for the time being. So, you know, cameras to see what's in there, occupancy sensors, there are all sorts of things that could happen that would make that a really great feature for a home.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. So there's some obstacles, obviously, that we run into when you're buying or selling homes. Almost everybody would prefer turnkey. They don't want to do any work. If you watch HGTV or home improvement television, if the wall is the wrong color, they're not buying that house. So that's our challenge. We have to help them understand that there's some easy things that we can do that can make a real impact. And, you know, basically everyone's fear of complication. So we need to connect the dots for them, make it easier. You know, they're going to be unsure about costs. They're going to be worried about the timing. Is there anything else you guys think of?
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, the uncertainty, you know, people are just, and you know, maybe they don't have the money, right, to spend before, but they don't know how to show the new potential buyer what they could do.
Yeah, so lenders are a great member of a team. We could get them in there, and there's lots of, you know, there's PPP and idle loans, and you know, lenders are getting creative. How can they get the money out there? And so I think they're a great part of the team as well.
Agreed.
So there's obstacles. We need to make it easy for them. We need to manage the budget and the schedule, basically lower the barriers, connect the dots for them so they can see an easy path, and understand that what we're trying to do is get them good value.
Absolutely.
So design plays a role in real estate. There's good design, bad design. Thought we'd kind of go over some of those things. So good design obviously attracts quality buyers. It gives a real good alternative to just simply dropping the sales price. I think in that ecosystem of real estate sales, you kind of get it, the tunnel vision. You know, this house isn't selling. It's, you know, the realtor they'll tell you right off, this house is overpriced for the market. And so it's a go-to. They drop the price, and that's good for buyers, but sellers often think it's already underpriced. They always think their house is more valuable than it actually is. But so we can do things that can help boost the value without actually doing the work. Curbio is a great illustration of this. You know, the curb appeal. Curbio will come in and they'll do the improvement work without cost to the buyer or to the seller, and they collect that once the house sells. But the downside is they're obligated to sell. They're obligated to drop the price on a regular schedule. So there's kind of a commitment there that's a little bit dicey. And so some people aren't necessarily willing to do that. We can offer an alternative that doesn't engage on those types of commitments, but still gives them the opportunity to elevate the listing. So I'm going to leverage the positives, mitigate the negatives, and think big picture. The house, you know, it's going to be somebody's house for a long time. We want to make sure we're showing them all that it can do.
Right.
So bad design, that happens quite a bit. Flippers, I see this all the time. You know, they kind of work with what they've got. They don't really think through the process. And so lots can go wrong pretty quickly. You can build yourself into a corner, and you know, I see it all over the place. My street's a great example of this kind of thing. But you know, so if we can provide good value by using design. So just thought we'd go through some case studies showing some of these theories. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this is a house that was a ranch home, and it had compromises from the beginning. And this is their solution. They've finished it since, but I got this kind of a progress photo. So they added a second floor, but it's really, you know, compared to the neighborhood, it's really overscaled, not very attractive. They didn't really fix the entry. They dressed it up a little bit, but you're facing this house, you don't really see it. They did this kind of weird security entry, this faux arch. It's just, they're doing a lot of work, but it doesn't really, it's not reality. That's not how you would really build that if you had an arch. It would just come straight across as a lintel did. And then a lot of times you get these awkward second floor additions. So this is this was a split level home, and they're always looking for extra space. So you build out over the first floor, get a true second floor there. The existing rooms, they don't really fix those. In fact, you probably lose a room just to get the stairs and circulation to access that addition. And the whole thing feels a little bit out of balance. It's kind of this awkward slope where you have a very high point at the end. You're going to have elevation in a home design. You're going to have different levels, but there's composition to consider, and this just looks a little awkward. And in fact, this roof is out of level by about a foot. And it's just simple things you can do just to fix things up and add to the curb appeal. There's another split level, very similar kind of layout. They again wanted to build over the garage, and it's unbalanced. It's got that it's got that big awkward addition over the grass, and so all of the emphasis becomes this here, the entry, and they had to sacrifice a bedroom to get up there. The scale is a little odd. The entry is still obscured, and it's the least priority of this whole composition. Or they don't even consider the existing house. They just put on this big addition. This one has a kitchen, dining room, master suite, has no relation to, it's connected to, but it doesn't relate. It's not similar to the existing house at all. It just kind of blasted it out of the back. In fact, they didn't even encompass the stairs in the additions. They had to create this shed roof to keep the stairs dry. Again, the existing home is as it was. The rooms are undersized, and it's just such a neutral. There's very little curb appeal. There's no contrast. There's nothing that pops. There's just real challenges. So I've been talking about split levels because I think they're particularly challenging. They're generally not appealing in the marketplace, and they have a lot of challenges to begin with. You might look at an architectural drawing and say, "Oh, this looks very balanced." When it actually gets built, you have this kind of who knows where the front door is. A lot of other things are taking priority here, and you've got this dark center. And very simply, we can add some design element that really starts to promote the entry of the house without doing much work to anything else. So let's talk a little bit about split level homes, because I think they're a great opportunity for people.
Great investment opportunity too, Mark, if you could take a split level in a great location.
Yeah, my street's covered with them. There's got to be a dozen split levels on my street alone. So there are some things that people do like, that there's an organization to the spaces and the levels. You have a private area, which is usually the bedrooms and baths. That's usually a half story up. Public areas are usually ground level, and those are all kept together, and that's nice. Basements are only a half story down, so they naturally get a better opportunity to have natural light. And there's, when you have to transition, you're only climbing a half flight of stairs. But there are things that people dislike definitely about split levels, and that is everything is small. The front entry is small, spaces are cramped, usually dark. There's a lack of storage and organization. Heating and cooling is a challenge because there's this constant connection between the half story and the main story. And it just seems like there's too many stairs. And they also lack style and curb appeal. They're pretty bland. But there are things we can do. So here's our nice architectural drawing. Again, we see in the actual construction, the entry gets lost. And so there's a lot of things that can be improved here. So we talked about a little bit this entry development. This they did a small front porch, which is great for engaging the neighborhood. You get a little bit of a covered area here. And they expanded the foyer to give some more room to that entry space, which is desperately needed. And they're notoriously dark. So you can simply just go through and add windows. You usually have a single story area, so you could incorporate some skylights and really improve and make a big impact on without doing a lot of work at all. You can also engage with landscaping. It's another great team member. You know, maybe the rest of the house might be left alone, but you can do really great things with the yards. And again, here's that, just a plain, disorganized, no hierarchy to the original design, but we can add a lot of improvement. This one we had a bay addition, increased the number of windows. It's now centered on the garage rather than kind of off center. We gave the entry a really highlight presence. And, you know, just doing things that add character and interest. So we've got a little pergola, a bit more of an ambitious front patio area that really add to what this house has to offer. So here's a real world example of how this can be applied. This is actually a neighbor of mine. That's the house they bought. So here's the scenario is they were looking for a home near or on a forest preserve, and we are on 40 acres of Cook County Forest Preserve. They had a very creative realtor, which is really valuable. She actually wrote a letter to everyone on the street asking, explaining that she had a client in Evanston looking to move, loved the forest preserve, and would they consider selling their home? And somebody did. Somebody responded. So as we were going through the house, you know, again, it's small, compartmentalized. Because of that half story, there's limited simple improvements that can be done. Really, you know, you're kind of limited to one direction to expand. Had a single bathroom shared by 3 bedrooms, as well as a non-working powder room. So they're really just down to one small bathroom. The addition alone doesn't resolve the compromised existing rooms. Single car garage, they needed 2. They had an underutilized screen porch. It was missing a guest bedroom. The laundry was located remotely in the basement. And it's a 1950s home, very little insulation, if any. So it was a poor energy performer. So there's some typical things we do with undesirable homes. The obvious one that everyone kind of goes to is, well, let's tear it down and build new. There's impacts to that, though. It takes about 18 months to design and build. This one actually had a purchase price of $4.25. To tear it down, you're $25,000, and then to build 3,500 square feet at $250 a foot, you're $875,000, which puts us at a little over $1.3 million. By comparison, we can renovate and add on. We usually get that done closer to 8 months. Same purchase price, much lower construction cost. So the total investment in making a similar home, in fact, I think it's got some things that you wouldn't build new. We'll talk about that in a bit, but it's almost half. So you get a great house, great neighborhood, you're sustainable, really great solution. So here's the existing house, and here's the concept that we came up. So we unsplit the house and did a conversion to kind of a bungalow, craftsman bungalow, creating a really nice front porch, which really highlights the entry to the home. We converted the single car to a 2-car, and then we took that half story off and did a whole new second floor. And let's show you what we got there. So this is the existing demo plan, single garage. Here's that isolated sunroom. And then in the sunken level, we've got the bedroom, bathroom, a little bar, family room, but this is all very dark. The only windows feeding this room are back here, and they're very small. We've got half story down to this level, and then the half story to the bedrooms above. So the stairs are here. So there's very compact foyer entry, small kitchen, and then a shared dining and living room. So our solution was we got rid of the basement bedroom. It was not a good solution anyway. We got rid of that so that we could expand the garage, make a 2-car garage. We did keep the bathroom plumbing, but we reinstalled it at the main floor. So we created a powder room right at the front entry, got the coat closet, and we reconfigured and reoriented the stairs. So we've got the half story down and then a new full set of stairs to the new second floor. We opened up the kitchen, made that much more useful. And we opened up these walls between the sunroom, family room, and this dining area. So now we have views and light shared all the way through this plan. And we also captured this outdoor space and created a screen porch, which overlooks the forest preserve. And we just used the existing deck. They've since replaced this. There's a nice hot tub out here. So they've really done a lot with this. And our second floor, this was our big obstacle. Everything was in the way. Really can't add onto the front. So any improvements to this existing plan would have to be done back here. Can't go to the side because it's only a half story up. There's the chimney. So, there was very little we could do that would fix any of these rooms. We could do something with the master. And we talked at length about doing that. But our solution was a little more ambitious, I guess. So we demoed all of this out. And then we came in with the stairs to the second floor. So we have the center hallway core. At the top of the stairs, we have the master suite. We have this sunrise screen porch, master bath. Then we have the kids' bedroom separated by a Jack and Jill bath, walk-in closet. And then we have this guest suite for when their parents come to visit. So I added a lot of bang for the buck. And what was interesting to me is this is a net add of only 700 square feet. So we demoed a lot of stuff, but this plan is only 700 square feet larger than the existing.
What a difference, right? Wow, crazy.
Huge.
Very clever solution.
Yeah. So, and then just so, to kind of close the loop, we've got the site plan to show how that is affected. And then that's one of the great ways to control cost is if we can avoid excavation or minimize it, excavation in concrete. So our only addition really was back here at the front of the house, at the front porch, and the addition for the garage. This screen porch was built on the existing deck, so we really minimized the impact of what we had to do. The other great thing is, people really struggle, not just people, but architects and interior designers too, I think struggle with floor plans. So this is one of the great things we can add to the listing package is we can use 3D floor plan. So this is the existing plan, which shows the common space, the sunken family room, the sunken bedroom and bathroom, and then this is that isolated sun porch. And then this shows what we did to make those changes. So these are the stairs going up to the second floor. This is the stair going down to that lower keeping room, family room, which is great now because it has 12-foot ceilings, lots of natural light. We're able to expand these small windows into much larger windows that are accessed through the screen porch. And the whole place is just really well lit. Same thing with the second floor. Here's our half-story obstacle. So we took that off, and then we did this full second floor. But we also were very concerned about the human scale. So we left the eaves at a nearly single-story height, and relied on dormers to give us the necessary access to these bedrooms. The other thing is really helpful. We can talk all day long about what we're going to demo and what's going to be built, but we have an opportunity to really illustrate exactly what's going to happen. So we always start with an existing model, and then we can go through and highlight what's going to be demolished, painted that in red. I think it's also pretty useful to show what's done after demolition to really reveals what's going to stay. And then we have a proposed version, which paints everything that's new in green. And there's a lot of new stuff here. And then there's a final, here's what we expect the project to turn out and look like.
Beautiful.
And then we also like to show be dynamic. And so animation really helps us show from every angle. It gets people emotionally engaged and shows the full scope of the project.
That will really help any realtor who's got a troubled listing, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, people love video. That's a great way to get exposures, to get onto YouTube. So there's no reason you couldn't do this and have a YouTube listing and really generate some activity and action. I just thought we'd show a few of the construction photos. So here's that half story is gone. They did that pretty quickly, and we used open web trusses so that we could span most of the house. And there's the final project.
Great case study, Mark. That is really awesome.
Thank you.
It is going to be on YouTube, by the way.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So how can architects, designers, and others work with realtors to collaborate? Well, we have services for sellers. So stale listings can get a new life. We can show, if it's been out there for a while, we can show you the development potential. We can illustrate those development opportunities, work on the cost, determine the cost to bring a house into market alignment. If it's a 3-bedroom house and everyone's looking for 4-bedroom, we can give an insight. How do we get there? What's it going to take? We can add virtual curb appeal. And one of the things I'm really excited about is we can do events that really drive interest. For now, I think we're talking Zoom. So you might have a buyer that's interested in the house, and we could do a virtual design experiment and work with them and design virtually to show them the opportunity on any particular house. I also think this would be a great opportunity to have a designer's open house and to demonstrate how we would create value.
Love that idea, Mark. That's a great idea.
Yeah. And then it's similar for buyers. They're out there looking, maybe they can't find, so we can expand their search from, they can consider a 3-bedroom house with the anticipation they're going to add a bedroom, or they're going to expand the family room. So they can really expand their, when the buyers are looking for stuff that's just not there, they can open up their opportunities to others. We can leverage good deals. So the split level homes, there's potential 6-figure savings on, compared to a traditional layout. Customize for family needs, identify and resolve obstacles, and determine the construction and budget schedule, so everyone knows what they're in for.
And creating value.
And how do we create value? That's I keep saying that. I get tired of it, but I think that's the crucial thing that makes a difference for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So this is that architect's open house. So I think a realtor to stand, they're going to get they're out there competing with other realtors on open houses. And what if they could promote it as the architect's open house, and
Mm-hmm.
come to the house and sit down with the architect and let's talk about what can be done. Or I think you could have a design charrette in the realtor's office, either with a group of buyers who are considering purchases. You might have a bunch of listings that are troubled or distressed, and here's what we can do, and give them a bunch of options. For sellers, we can do speculative designs to bring their houses into alignment with the market. And then, we're available for design consultation to both buyers and sellers. And all of this can help feed the listings. So, we're going to get photography for sure. There's usually a realtor's floor plan, and we can start with that. We don't necessarily have to measure the house. We can use the realtor floor plan and develop a model based on that. But create a virtual reality tour, 3D floor plans, renderings, and animations. So how do we do this? Well, we need a virtual model so we can work with the realtor's plans, or we can go through and measure up a house quickly and just do a kind of a simple model so we know what we're working with. Then we want to analyze the property's assets and liabilities, determine the development opportunities. Then we can create the actual design for renovation and addition. Based on that design, come up with the construction budget and schedule, and then start to incorporate that into the marketing efforts and increase the exposure and help close the deals.
Love it.
What has everyone else seen?
Yes. So Mark, I just want to say that I know we have several lenders in Powerhouse Smart. We've got Guaranteed Rate with Brian Jessen. We've got US Bank with Mark Bechtold. I think you guys need to all get together and do this with each of them so that they can also be there to share how the buyers and sellers can use their money wisely and increase their value. So I love this. I think this is absolutely fabulous. I'm so glad it's going to be on YouTube. We need to promote it on social media. We need to get the word out, and the rest of the Powerhouse Smart builders, architects, designers, landscape architects all need to jump on board and help spread the word.
Absolutely.
So
And I'm here for any of you that want to talk about how you might do it or how we might work together.
Fantastic. That was great, Mark. Thank you so much.
Thank
We're
you.
at our 30 minutes, but this was fabulous. It's great seeing all of you. I wish you a very healthy and safe weekend. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you very soon at the next Powerhouse Smart event. Take care.
Hey, Mark.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Well done.
Very good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.